What's up everyone, my name is VG Punk, and this is the first video for Vanguard Know-How, where I'm going to teach you different aspects about the game. When someone asks a Vanguard player about how the game is played, the answer is usually, watch the anime. That's not a good answer. So I decided to make a series of digestible videos to help new player and hopefully answer some questions y'all might have. For this video, you will learn about the different zone and how to set up for a game. And a disclaimer before we start, the format this video will be targeted toward will be standard format, since it's the easier format out of the two, but there shouldn't be that much of a difference. With that being said, let's get started. To start, I'll have you look at the right part of the field first. The deck zone is where your main deck will stay for the entirety of the game. Right under it is the drop zone, which is where cards go when your unit get destroyed, you discard cards, or your damage is healed. In other game, the drop zone could be called the graveyard or the trash pile. Around the area of the drop zone, there is an imaginary bind zone. The official setup doesn't show it, but you need to have one against certain clans that interact with the bind zone, such as Narukami or Gear Chronicle. On the opposite side of the field, the largest zone you'll see is the damage zone. Whenever you take a damage from an attack or from an effect, a card from the top of your deck will go to the damage zone face up, and if you have 6 cards in there, whether it's face up or face down, you'll lose the game. An important ruling for new players to remember is that when you get a heal trigger as damage, you'll have to have equal or more damage than your opponent, excluding the heal trigger, in order to heal a damage. But don't worry about that for now. I'll reiterate that ruling once I talk about triggers in future videos. Face-up damages are considered unused, so you can flip them face down in order to pay for a cost, such as the counterblast. To flip a card face up again, you need to do that with an effect such as countercharging, but the best countercharging is always healing it.
Duh.
Above the damage zone is what I like to call the extra zone, where miscellaneous cards could be placed. In standard format, the imaginary gift and the quick shield are placed there. If you play a clan that generate tokens or a specific marker, such as 7 Seas in Grand Blue or the Vision token for Blade Master, those should also be placed in the extra zone. 2 good rules of thumb is that you should sleeve all of those extra cards in a different sleeve so that it's easier for you to organize the card after a game. And a clan will only use one type of imaginary gifts unless you play fish lollies. Moving on to the most important part of the field, the battlefield. The 6 circles represent the 6 area where you can play your units or tokens. The middle circle on the top row is where your Vanguard unit will go, and it is called the Vanguard circle. You can think of it as the general that's leading your army. The other 5 circles surrounding it is where you will place your soldier. However, unlike the units on the Vanguard circle, the ones on those circles will be called the rear guards, and they could be destroyed through effects or battle. If a column or both rear guard circles, you're allowed to switch between them as many times as you want, but you can only move them vertically, not diagonally or horizontally. Of course, there are decks that can make more of these circles, but that's for another video.
That is not correct.
The last zone we're going to talk about today is the guard zone, which is the green semicircle above the battlefield. During your opponent battle phase, you can place cards from your hand to the guard zone in order to defend yourself. Rear guards in the front row of the battlefield that is not being attacked can also move to the guarding zone to protect your other units if they have the intercept ability. After the battle, whether the guarding was successful or not, all cards in the guard zone will be moved to the drop zone. So, you learn about all of the different zones on a Vanguard field, so now let's set up for a game. In order to do so, you place extra cards such as tokens, imaginary gifts, and quick shield in your extra zone. After you place your grade 0 starting Vanguard in the Vanguard circle face down, you place your shuffle main deck in the deck zone and draw 5 cards from your deck. A special rule about Vanguard is that you're allowed one free redraw in order to get your ideal starting hand. So out of those 5 cards that you drew, you can put any of them to the bottom of your deck and then draw the same number from the top of your deck and then shuffle your deck. This is where you start strategizing your future turn. A good rule of thumb is to have a grade 1, 2, and 3 in your starting hand so that you have something to ride up every single turn. With all that setup finally done, you can now start a game.
Now go chop his dick!
Well, that's all I got for you today. To wrap things up today, we learned about the different zone in the Vanguard field and how you can set up for a game. If you are interested in the premium format, the setup is exactly the same, but they also have strides that go in the extra zone as well. But don't worry about it if you're a new player. If you have any question regarding what we talk about today, feel free to comment below and I will try my best to answer them. Subscribe for future Vanguard know-how and other random videos that I made. Take care of yourself and I'll see you real soon, my love.